Welcome everyone to the third South Golf Course video. Hopefully by now you know who we are. I'm Carl Eckstein. Steve Funk is next to me, and then there's Ben Kowalski. We're standing behind the 17th green of South, and the reason for this is the land bridge behind this 17th green, going from 4 to 5, is going to be replaced. We're widening the water because, if people remember, there is usually in the summertime a mud flat behind the 17th green. This will hopefully prevent that from happening and make this a more beautiful area for all the golfers to look at. In addition, the back tee for number 5 and for number 18, the bulkhead is going to come down. It will be reshaped, and we'll be using it more frequently in the years to come.
Okay, we're on the 5th hole of the South Course, and behind me, as you recall, there's water that would go across the entire fairway that you would have to carry to go to the green, or you could have gone far right of the green and approach it from that area. What Reese Jones has decided to do is he's decided to fill in 20 yards wide of the water that is directly in front of the green from the fairway, so that you would have the opportunity to run the ball up on that fairway, the new fairway, which would take you to the green. You do not have to go over water. In order to accomplish that, they have to fill in 20 yards of the lake or the bed here with dirt to put the fairway over it. So behind me you'll see the staked area with all the white flags on it. That'll be opened up and that'll become water. So basically what happens is for a higher handicap player who normally gets nervous going over water, they'll have the opportunity to run the ball up the middle of the fairway without going over the water.
Okay, here we are on the 5th green that we had just been looking at from the fairway. I find this rather interesting. I never understood how they build greens, but what's going on here is obviously they're laying down a series of pipes that eventually are going to carry the water as it percolates through the green. And before that happens, we have this gravel layer at the bottom, and then of course sand is placed on top of that, and then eventually the grass is seeded and it's grown on top. But there's a lot of thought going into this because we certainly don't want water to just land and stay on the green. So this is the way it works. It's pretty interesting.
We're standing on the 16th tee, the par 3, and as you could see to my left, the water has been expanded and deepened, so what used to be a little swamp area will be a new water feature. Also behind me you will see large black piping that will connect the two waters, the new water to the water that's on the left-hand side of the teeing area. The green, as you can see, also has been lowered, making this an interesting new par 3.
We're standing on number 15, and we're looking at a fairway bunker, which is rather beautiful the way it's sculpted. It's soon to be receiving sand and a little bit of irrigation, and I'm sure that most players will enjoy seeing it and hopefully stay out of it.
We're standing on the 9th tee where the blue tee box used to be. Behind me you can see the bunkers framing the right side of the fairway, hopefully preventing any tee shots from going into the water behind those bunkers. In addition, you will see that the fairway has just recently been sprigged. And for you budding agronomists out there, sprigging is the form of grassing that we use here. A machine takes rolls of sod, breaks it up, pulverizes it, and plants it in the ground, or actually pushes it into the ground. We do not seed anything. And this same process is done on the greens and the tee boxes. In difficult areas where the machine can't go, these sprigs are hand strewn.
Okay, we're now on the tee box of the 12th hole. This is my home hole, and I'm rather proud of it. Not so much that it's my home hole, but proud of it because if you'll see that about 2.5 weeks ago it was all dirt. Today you'll see that the springing went in about 2.5 weeks ago and it's starting to really look like a golf hole. It's beautiful. The bunkers are completely done. The fairways are coming in beautifully. The tee box that I'm standing on was sprigged just very recently, and I'd rather suspect within the next week or so it'll start to green up too. So I love the hole, and hope you love it as much as I do.
We're now standing on the back tee of the 13th hole. There are two things I'd like to point out. First, if you remember from the previous shot on the 9th hole, that was just sprigged. This is about 2.5 weeks later, and as you can see, the grass is growing in and looking green and good. The other thing, as a former president said, you need a little strategery on this hole. If you remember from a previous video, the right side of the fairway is about 5 to 6 feet higher than the left side of the fairway towards the water. And if you are on the right side of the fairway, you have to carry a bunker, a greenside bunker, to access the green. And if you are on the left side of the fairway, you have a straight shot into the green. This will be an interesting hole for those who like a little risk reward. We're now standing at the 13th green. Behind me you can see a completed bunker. It has been sodded around so it looks very green. And the green of the 13th hole, which was sprigged and coming in nicely. This will conclude our third South Golf Course video. Just a reminder that this is still a construction site, and for your own safety you shouldn't be out here. But almost more importantly, you shouldn't be out here and riding on the fairways because you could damage the grass. It needs some tender loving care at this point until it really establishes itself. So please don't come out here. We will have another video in about 4 weeks. Thank you.